Welcome to Discover Monday, Repurpose Crafts Kindergarten through 2nd edition for June 8th. Today we will be making a yarn and stick wall hanging. So for this, what you will need is a clean, straight stick about 15 to 18 inches long. You will need 3 to 5 colors of yarn. For the yarn, we're going to be dividing it in 5 sections. So each section needs 20 pieces of yarn, 2 feet long. So you will need 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 pieces of yarn that are each 2 feet long for this project. You will also need a string that is non-stretchy, so something like twine or jute. You will also need a twist tie or a rubber band, or an extra set of hands might be helpful too as we go along. So in case you didn't see the video that we put out last Thursday telling you about all of these supplies, if you want to go ahead and get them gathered up now, go ahead and do that. I'm going to pause, get my camera readjusted so we can so you can see what I do and follow along. All right, so go ahead, gather up your stuff, and I'll meet you back in a few. Okay, let's get started. We will take the first color of yarn that we're going to use is going to be what color you want in the very center of your stick. So pick whichever section of 20 pieces of yarn that you want in the middle, and you'll take your stick, and in the middle of the stick, we'll just loop the yarn over it like that, okay? Now here's the part where you're going to need extra hands or a twist tie or a rubber band. Holding this together like this, you'll take the twist tie or the rubber band and you'll just loosely pull the yarn together like this, just so it is together for the next part. Now you're going to need another little strip of yarn, I'd say 12 inches or so, and we're going to wrap it around the top here to make it secure on the stick. So I usually start at the back, and this I would normally do with it lying down, but it's hard to show you with it lying down, so I'm going to try to hold it. So start with the back, wrap it around in the front, go around to the back. Ooh, this is hard to show. Okay. Wrap it around again. And then come to the front and tie it. Okay. And you can tie it lightly at first. See how we're tied here? Okay. So now that it is secure, you can take off your rubber band or your twist tie, and then making sure it's still in the middle of the stick, take that part that you just tied on there and slide it up so that your main piece of yarn here, your section of yarn, is tight against the stick, tight and secure against the stick. Then you want to tie it down really tightly. You can either do a knot, or if you have enough string, you can do a little bow. Okay. So there is your first section on your stick. Okay? Now, working out from the center, you're going to want to put the next sections on that are right next to it. So in this wall hanging, that would be my white sections. So you'll do the same thing that you did with the blue with the white. So you just take it, you'll put it right next to the blue section and try to get them to hang as evenly as possible. Okay, so you got your blue section here. Again, have somebody help you or use a twist tie or a rubber band just to hold it together here while you tie it on securely to the stick. So again, another 12 to 15 inch piece of yarn. Start here in the back, wrap it around the front, go back around again to the back, wrap it around, and then come back to the front and tie it off. Be sure this whole time that you are tying above the twist tie or the rubber band. So we'll go ahead and we'll tie it here. Okay, so you got that one tied off, and then you can just take off the twist tie or the rubber band. Okay, so now we adjust this by putting it close to the middle section, pulling it up, pulling that part that you just tied on, pulling it up secure next to the stick, and then tying it off securely. Again, either a knot or a bow. Okay. Right. So then you've got 2 sections done on your hanger. The next thing you would do is you would go to the opposite side of the middle section and do your color there, and then do the outside sections. After you have all 5 of your sections done, okay, you will need a piece of twine or jute or something. I'd say approximately 24 to 30 inches long. Okay. What you will do is you will tie it about 3 to 4 inches past your last section on one end, secure it tightly. Do the opposite, do the same on the opposite side, and then you will have your finished wall hanging. Okay? When you're all done, if you would like, you could trim this into a shape. Say, if you didn't want it just left untrimmed at the bottom, you could always trim it into a V, or you could lay it out flat and trim straight across so you don't have any of these little stragglers. Okay? So, there is your craft for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Pretty easy. The hardest thing to do is to cut all of the strings, but there's a lot of cutting and there's a little bit of tying, but those are good exercises for you to do to make your hands stronger. So enjoy your wall hanging and join me next week at 1 o'clock for our next Discover Monday Repurpose Crafts. See you later.